Alright, what is up YouTube? It is Psychedelic Sizzler, and I'm here with my week 4 battle of the GSDL versus Aenzo. And I'm doing this a little differently. I'm doing this post-com instead of live like usual. I just didn't like my commentary during the live battle. I was so... If you heard during my team builder, which I just uploaded before this, I was very into this match, and I really wanted to win this and was playing hard, and because of that, I didn't really put much into the commentary, and I just didn't think it was of good enough quality to put up here. So this might be better because I'm actually going to be explaining my thoughts instead of just cranking through them in my brain like I was doing. So we notice right here at the team matchup a couple good things and a couple bad things. Good thing, he brought he brought a team that I could see could be swept by Salamence. I immediately noticed that. I just needed to get rid of Quagsire, and that was the thing I was surprised by. He brought Quagsire, but it makes sense because I think he realized that Salamence is a big threat to his team, and that he wanted some kind of unaware wall to be able to take that on. However, I feel like it's another mon that Metacham can take advantage of, and I like this matchup overall. The only thing that really bothered me for the matchup is, well, I don't like that he brought Tornadus, but that was completely expected. It is such a good check to Metacham. Like, it comes in and scares Metacham out all the time. I can't really do anything to it with Bullet Punch. It completely OHKOs me with Hurricane or Air Slash. It's a good mon. But the thing I didn't like, he brought 2 ground types, which is really going to make Electros near useless this match, because I can't Volt Switch or Thunder Wave around very much. If you brought just 1, I could focus it down and kill it, which is fine, but bringing 2, that's a little harder to do. So, overall though, this is kind of what I expected from Steam. I expected these 5, maybe not the Clef Key, but I'm not surprised either, it makes sense, but just I was surprised by the Quagsire. So, let's get into this and see what I did. Well, okay, I lead off with the Shuckle here. He leads off with the Quagsire. I'm expecting just so that I couldn't set up turn 1 probably. It was kind of safe versus everything. It could 1v1 pretty much everything on the team. I said I was going to lead off with Shuckle because I wanted my webs up no matter what. And he knew I was going to do that, so he brought out Scizor. Scizor, I'm going to throw out my sticky webs as he comes out. He's going to defog them right away, but this is where I make the move to Encore. This is why I thought of this right before the match, probably with a couple hours beforehand, and I thought, hey, this could work a lot better. Toxic isn't really going to do much to his mons. I felt like I just threw it on because I didn't know what else to throw on there, and actually Encore worked out pretty well here because if I could lock him into Bullet Punch, he couldn't defog my hazards away, and if I locked him into defog, I can bring a threat in, as we will see here. And he knows that's a free switch in, so here's my first mistake I think I made during the game. I think I should have brought in the Metacham because it can destroy everything, but I think that my 2 thoughts were I was afraid that he was going to bring Tornadus, expecting the Heatran to come out, or just that it was kind of a safer bet. Yeah, I was just afraid of him bringing Tornadus, so I brought out Heatran, especially because Heatran was a little less expendable, but here I wasn't sure how the speeds were worked out. I was fairly fast, but I didn't know if this thing was max speed, because I wasn't totally max speed. This thing could outspeed me, so I switched back out after this into Shuckle just because I'm getting my hazards back up. Actually, I make the double back out here into Heatran, thinking he's going to Sludge Wave me, and that is not what happened. That was a good play, just not letting me come back in. I was going to try to double out because I wanted to see if this thing was offensive and wanted to hurt me or if it was a bulky Stealth Rocker. And while I was right on the bulky Stealth Rock, that was honestly a good play by him to Earth Power, not letting Heatran come back in. I mean, it was good because it hit Heatran, it hit Tentacruel, and literally it hit everything besides Electros, and Electros, he knows, has no way of really touching Nidoqueen. So Heatran is already gone. We're down 5-0, or 5-6. Man, it's not 5-0 yet. But that wasn't that big a deal because I don't think Heatran was going to put in as big of work as I thought, because he's got Quagsire and Nidoqueen, and also Tornadus outspeeds it. I just didn't think it was going to put in much work this match. It was just dependent on some other things. So that's gone, but This gives me my free switch into Metacham. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to just fire off a Zen Headbutt because that's pretty safe. Right into the Quagsire. You see, even Zen Headbutt does 50%. Now, I probably should have high jump kicked here, but I switched out expecting possible Protect, and so I switched out into Shuckle. Acid Spray literally does 1%, and so that Scald hurts a little bit, but I'm able to get my Sticky Webs back up, put the pressure on him. That's what I had to this game. He had too much offensive pressure to let him get comfortable. So he continues to fire off Acid Sprays. I just bring Tentacruel in here because I didn't want to risk getting Scald burned. And so I also I will Rapid Spin the hazards away, and then this is going pretty fast, I'm going to slow this down. Then I switch into Electros. I didn't really have any other special wall other than Tentacruel, and while Tentacruel could take these hits, I was really concerned with keeping Tentacruel healthy, because this thing, as you saw in my team builder, was my answer to Kyurem. I needed to keep that thing healthy. Electros cannot take on Kyurem at all. So I switch out to Electros here, and I'm going to fire off a Thunder Wave here. But as you're going to see, he's going to switch into Quagsire, or this is a little slower now, which is predictable, probably stopping the Volt Switch, but now he knows I have Thunder Wave, and he's never going to stay in. Sort of a misplay, but I didn't really have any other play, because it was going to be a huge missed opportunity if he did stay in, but I probably should have doubled out, because there's no way he would have stayed in here. Or at least he would have U-turned. I don't know. That's a middle play. I don't totally regret it, but I also realize it wasn't the best. I just didn't have myself in the best situation to handle Tornadus, admittedly. Like, he just had too many threats. So, I believe I'm going to switch out here into Metacham, right? Yep, Metacham. Gonna come out, take an Acid Spray, do pretty much nothing. And next, I'm going to high jump kick here, and it's going to just barely miss out on the KO. And this Scald is going to hurt. I knew I had to take one, but I was just kind of begging on the 70% chance that I wasn't burned. Fire off Zen Headbutt, KO it. And while that's good, it, of course, is always an invitation for Tornadus to come out, in which case Electros has to come back out, because, sure, it does nothing, but it, it's the only thing that I can let take a hit. He Sludge Waves there. He probably had that prepped for the Clefable. And I'm just going to Dragon Pulse just to get off some damage on it. Like, I knew I couldn't Volt Switch or Thunder Wave. I just wanted to get up some kind of chip on it. So I bring out Shuckle here. He goes out to Scizor. I guess he expected my switch in here. Is what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw off some Stealth Rocks, and I'm going to keep spamming it here so that he has to kill me and then keep the hazards up. I want Stealth Rocks up. Webs don't really do much for me here, honestly. So I'm going to keep the Stealth Rocks up. And so he kills me. Now I am going to go into Mence, and here is where the game goes downhill from here. In my mind, at the time here, I had been playing very well, and I had set up for this exact moment. As you saw in my team builder, I wanted to get it to this situation. I wanted to bring in Salamence, intimidate the Scizor, and set up all over it. And in theory, this would work fine. But here's the problem. He has Klefki with Thunder Wave, which I realized when I brought this out. But my biggest mistake, and this is just inexcusable, but I was just not thinking of it. I've been playing so much Gen 7 OU that I have been used to Thunder Wave only having your speed, and it does not do that in Gen 6. It quarters your speed, so you can't set up on it. Like, you can't set up past a Thunder Wave. I thought that I could just get to +3 speed, which would... The +2 would ignore the Thunder Wave, and then +3 would essentially make it like I'm +1 without a paralysis. So I thought here I was going to sweep, and if this was Gen 7, I was going to sweep because I was going to outspeed everything, and I had the coverage to hit everything. Kyurem, I had Dragon Claw. Tornadus, I had Dragon Claw. Klefki, even with the air balloon, as I don't think we've seen, but it's going to have an air balloon. You're going to see in a second. I have Fire Fang for that. Nidoqueen, Earthquake, Scizor, Fire Fang. So I begin my downward spiral here, still not even realizing it until it brings the Klefki out. So as you see, I'm going to Dragon Dance here. He's going to defog the hazards away, maybe give himself some chance of living. I'm going to Dragon Dance again because he didn't do any damage to me. He's going to U-turn, does nothing. I'm still feeling pretty good here. And really, until I think about it, it's not until he sends this thing out that I really realize that I messed up there. I just had to roll with it, though. I had to keep setting up so that I could at least outspeed something like a Nidoqueen. And he even has Reflect, too. And I am going to Dragon Dance one more time, so at least times 3 with the process means I still outspeed the Nidoqueen and Ioko it with the Earthquake. But as you're going to see here, he's going to bring out the Kyurem, and he's going to be able to outrage me and kill me. And I don't know if that speed there revealed it or not, but as we find out pretty quickly, he is Scarf Kyurem. I'm physically defensive, so I take this. My only way of thinking here was I Icy Wind just to slow him down so that when he kills me with this, I can bring in Medicham and outspeed it. But he's smart like that. I Hidden Power Dragon here. I probably should have continued Icy Winding. That only just would have forced him out and he could have come back in at full speed. Switch out Electros here. He taunts me, so I can't Thunder Wave it. I had no other choice but to Thunder Wave because it was a guaranteed loss if I didn't get it off. I just had to hope for a misplay, and it didn't happen. I'm upset with the play, but it was just I tried to set up too early with Mence. Not even too early. I think with Klefki there, I would have had to catch it on the switch with a Fire Fang. I couldn't let the thing Thunder Wave me, or I could have been Lumberry, one or the other. But I was not prepared for Klefki because I predicted Gen 7 mechanics instead of Gen 6, and this is a Gen 6 league. So Klefki here is going to just keep attacking me. We're going to wear each other down. Eventually here, I'm going to Volt Switch out to knock it out, bring Medicham out, but luckily for him, there's still, even though he brings out Kyurem here, I'm going to switch back out into Electros. He's going to KO me with Outrage, and there's still one more turn of Reflect. Although, even if Reflect wasn't there, I calced it. Bullet Punch crit still would not have KO'd it, even without Reflect. So that's a good game. It's a 3-0 loss. We are 3-1 right now. Still a really good record. I believe that is tied for... No, not tied for. That is third place, possibly tied for. I don't know how... I don't know how Opposite is going to do, so we might be tied for second if he loses week 4, but that is the game. It was a really tough matchup. This thing is a monster. This is 4 weeks in, and Kyurem now has 11 kills. It was a tough matchup. I think I played well. I think I did what I could with the tools I had. If he has not only some of the best skills in the league, but he also has the best draft to go along with it, and it's clearly showing. And we're very different with our drafts. I have lots of different tools, so I'm using different things each week, and all my kills are getting distributed, whereas he's doing an excellent job of, here's what his threats are, and I'm going to optimize them as best I can. Scizor has been excellent defensively. Nidoqueen and especially Kyurem have been putting in lots of work offensively, and he's running this league right now. He has a chance to win it all, but I think I do too, and we're going to get back on it. It's one loss. It's an, I guess, 11-week or 9-week. One of those two. It's a long season. One loss isn't going to knock us out or anything. And I'm happy. It was a good match. We talked about it afterward. It was fun. So if you guys like what you saw, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and do your thing with the YouTube videos. And I am going to get out of here and see you guys later.